Police officer who was captured aiming his gun at peaceful protesters and journalists at close range has been identified. The officer attached to Kamkunji police station was caught in the act during recent protests against the finance bill, lobbying tear gas canisters, sparking widespread outrage among Kenyans, civil society and human rights groups. And as Ben Kirui reports, the High Court has issued orders prohibiting the police from using water cannons, tear gas, live or rubber bullets, crude weapons or violence against protesters.
This is the face of the rogue police officer who has sparked outrage among Kenyans for his brutal actions during the recent anti-government protest. He was seen targeting not only peaceful protesters, but also members of the press while they were performing their duties. Several videos clearly capture his misconduct. In one video taken by a Citizen TV journalist during the first day of the anti-finance bill protest last Tuesday, the officer can be seen walking to the co-passenger seat of a police vehicle after arresting protesters. He then launches a tear gas canister at journalists before entering the car, injuring a freelance journalist in the stomach. Again on Thursday during the protest, the same officer, dressed in a black cap, blue shirt and grey pants, was filmed aiming directly at civilians and journalists at close range before getting into a police car. This has become his apparent method of dealing with protests.
The other policeman who shot at some of the journalists as they recorded the arrest of others. And I think people have been able to share his name and identity. Will be taking legal action against that particular officer.
This officer is not alone. Militia like plain clothes police officer in masks using a maroon vehicle have also been fingered. They were spotted targeting individuals perceived as leaders of the demonstrations.
Video with the red pickup, I remember even seeing it at the Supreme Court, and the plates were turned up, so you cannot see them.
The conduct of the police has been widely condemned, with Kenyans taking to social media to express their outrage. The Law Society of Kenya, through its president Faith Odhiambo, has termed the conduct unacceptable and called on the Inspector General of Police and the Interior Cabinet Secretary to take responsibility.
This is a kind of service that is giving to Kenyans, that so that we cannot be able to identify the killer cops. We are not able to identify those who should be held accountable. The
Independent Policing Oversight Authority, IPOA, has yet to comment on the rogue officers. According to Section 1 of the National Police Service Act 2011, an officer must always use non-violent means first, resorting to lethal force only when necessary, and non-violent means have proven ineffective. Firearms or lethal force may only be used when less extreme measures are inadequate, and when acting in self-defense or to protect others' lives. It remains to be seen whether the police will change their approach, with the High Court issuing orders to bar them from using excessive force, following a petition filed by Saitabao Olekanchori. The court has prohibited the use of cannons, tear gas, live or rubber bullets, crude weapons or violence against protesters, and has ordered an end to extrajudicial killings, arrests, abductions, detentions and inhuman treatment. Ben Kirui, Citizen TV, Nairobi.